from a mile away, probably like 2 miles, maybe 7.27 miles. Let's listen in. This is Dylan Whyte. I did a video. Okay, let me tell you. I did a video yesterday. And literally about an hour or so after I uploaded the video, I got the email from the WBC. If you want, go to the WBC website and you're able to sign up for the newsletter. And what you get in that newsletter is you get who failed drug test, purse bid information, sanctioning shit, updates on the new rankings, everything. Right? So that's where the information comes from. It comes from the WBC newsletters. Or the WBA gives out a newsletter too. WBO, IBF, not so much. You got to dig for that information. But here's what Dylan Whyte had to say to Sky Sports' Johnny Nelson last week about April the 20th and how he wants it to be Dominic Breazeale. Who is Dominic Breazeale advised by? Who handles the business of Dominic Breazeale? Al Haymon. Wait, what's going on here? What's going on here? There we go. My bad.
Where next? I'm here in April the 20th.
Yeah, we want to go again. April 20th is the date that we're looking at. It's the date that Eddie says got the O2, but no, it's a problem of opponents. There's 3 opponents, in my opinion, apart from the champions. And it's just, what do they bring to the fights, and what's in it for me?
So which one do you prefer? You're talking Breazeale, you're talking Ortiz, you're talking Povetkin. Which one do you prefer? I gather Breazeale is he number 1 contender?
Yes. No, he's mandatory.
Mandatory.
He's number 3 contender and he's mandatory. So, can you see the dilemma here? I've been number 1 for almost 2 years. He's been number 3 for not even a year, and they made him mandatory over me. Which, you know what boxing's like, there's always something going on. I don't get it. It's like...
So in an ideal world, if you beat Breazeale, that means you automatically become the mandatory challenger.
So this is what we
want.
In
an ideal world.
This is what we want. This is the fight we want. This is the fight we're pushing for. It's up to Eddie and Sky Sports to deliver this for me. I've done everything they've asked of me. I think I put myself in a prime position for them to deliver for me for once. They need to deliver for me, Breazeale is a fight I want. It's a fight that puts me and guarantee me into a world title fight. And it's a big fight, and it's a fight I'm willing to risk my position that I've worked the last 2 years for.
You are a risk taker, and that's what I'm saying. The fights you're having, sometimes you've had the last 2 or 3 fights.
Let's stop it right there. I talked about all this other stuff yesterday in the video I did yesterday, so I would be, saying the same shit over and over again. But my theory is I think he is an Al Haymon fighter, secretly. I think Eddie Hearn knows it. And the foot is on the neck of Eddie Hearn in regards to he hasn't delivered what he's supposed to deliver for the zone. That's how business works. He's a very smart and intelligent man. He knows what he has to do. Anthony Joshua has to come over to the States to fight Big Baby Miller. But then guess what's going to happen when that's announced? Joshua versus Miller is going to get announced and everything like that for New York, June the 1st, Madison Square Garden on the zone. Right, Sky Sports over in the UK, 4 o'clock in the morning, some shit. And then Wilder Fury 2 is going to get announced and shit all over their parade. Both of the fights are pretty much done. Wilder Fury 2 is pretty much done. The purse bid was postponed again. This purse bid for Whyte versus Breazeale is going to be on March the 19th. Now, obviously, if they're going to fight on April the 20th, right? The oath has got to be done before that. Woo! Talk about the pressure being on Eddie. They got to get it done, or Al Haymon will get it done. Breazeale Whyte, PBC on ITV box office. Over here, Showtime Anytime picks it up. I mean, Showtime, woo, it's heating up. But like I said, I saw this shit coming from a mile away, And it was kind of shady of him to put the zone all under, Dylan Whyte posters and everything when Dylan Whyte is not a the zone fighter. And it's like he's not giving, I can hear, if you listen to this interview, you can hear where Dylan Whyte is coming from. But you can also tell that he's a very intelligent businessman by now. He has grown so much. And look at his resume. Here's the best resume among active heavyweights. Come on now. Since losing to Joshua. Come on now. Let's go look at it. Derek Chisora, a fight that fans called for, right? The rematch. Joseph Parker, cleaned up Lucas Brown. Robert Hellenius was still credible. Malcolm Tan, he came in here over the States, get some exposure. Derek Chisora, David Allen. Come on, man. And it is true his resume is better than Wilder's in regards to heavyweights. But that's a whole different story. Dillian Whyte deserves this fight. I know why he didn't get the WBC mandatory over Dominic Breazeale is because of Don King. It traces back to him. I know it may sound crazy, but it traces back to him. If Wilder Ortiz had went through the first time and Ortiz didn't have his diabetes or his high blood pressure, whatever the hell it was, if that went through the first time, the undercard would have been Dominic Breazeale versus Bermain Stavern for the WBC interim. And then Dillian Whyte would have been the next mandatory after that. But since Luis Ortiz failed the drug test for the high blood pressure pills, Stavern got elevated to main event, and therefore there was already a contract in place. I talked to the WBC president. In fact, let me see if I can pull it up. WBC TstreeT. Suleiman. I probably spelled that wrong. I talked to him, and he was trying to like fast talk me. What was on there? Damn it! I talked to him at the Wilder Wilder Stavern 2 final press conference because that's when people were like, "Yo, how is he?" And he's not like, Hold up, I'm gonna look it up for you. I'm gonna pause the video. And we're gonna be back. All right, we're back. Now, see, this is a video I did 6 months ago. Whyte never WBC mandatory Breazeale as fight Chisora Ortiz. Doug Pulev wants Char. Mauricio Suleiman on Wilder Fury scorecard. WBC mandatory situation. That's not my video. My video is right here when I talk to him. Where's it at? Damn it, I just had it. Here he is. WBC president confirms Breazeale versus Molina will be WBC mandatory. What about Dillian Whyte? Yeah, I'll let this is November the 3rd, 2017. I'll let this play through for you. So at this point in time when I'm interviewing him, I was trying to tell him all right, you got to answer this question because people want to know what the fuck is going on. So I tried to give him a little disclaimer first.
Are you open to a couple questions? Terrell.
Yes.
I don't like to just record people without talking to them. So basically, I'm going to ask you about.
You can ask whatever.
All right. So we're here with the president of the WBC, Mauricio Suleiman. Straight to the point, we're here at the Wilder Stavern press conference. Okay, so it's been confirmed that Dominic Breazeale will take on Eric Molina for the final eliminator. Now, from my understanding, that doesn't mean that they're mandatory. That just means that they'll likely fight someone else to be the mandatory. Can you explain that?
It's very simple. Breazeale had a signed contract to compete in this card. That's why it's an official fight. The mandatory fight is tonight, Saturday night. Bermain Stavern is a mandatory contender for Wilder. Then there's one complete year. But Breazeale had a signed contract, so it's going to be an official fight.
Okay, so I guess what I'm asking. Let me rephrase. So will the winner of Breazeale versus Molina be the next mandatory, or will they have to fight likely Dillian Whyte?
They cannot stay 1 year without fighting. So, truthfully, I like to concentrate on Stavern Wilder. Breazeale, if he wins, becomes eligible, and there's a lot of activity that can happen and will happen within that year.
Okay, thank you. All right, you answered my question. Thank you. Thank you.
Oh, that was the beautiful Jill Diamond. She gave me a sticker. A WBC sticker. I still got this sticker. Thank you, Jill. Thank you. The Enchantress, the WBC Enchantress, Jill Diamond. But anyway, this was November the 3rd, 2017. This is when I knew something was wrong. And basically what it was is to explain. It was WBC finessing. With Don King, the Bermain Stavern was ejected. And look at motherfucking Fred! What the fuck? This is when I confronted him. Oh my, this is crazy. That's Fred. He was stalking me. He was watching me. That's Fred back there. That's Frederick. Look at him. So earlier, I had confronted him at this press. Oh, wow. This is some ironic shit. That's Frederick. He gonna get me, y'all. He's not looking too happy. Anyway, I'm going to be doing a live stream about all of this. And we're going to talk about it later on, probably 2 videos after this one. Right now, it is 6 a.m. Eastern Time, Wednesday, February the 13th, 2019. Of TstreeT Controversy. This is TstreeT Controversy Live. Please subscribe.